Welcome to the 5 on 5. We are pleased to be joined today by Derek DeBoer, pro race car driver. Derek, it's good to have you in the studio again.
Good to be here, and I always love the sound of that. It's my favorite job title.
Yes, I know. You are a busy guy. General manager at TC Chevy by day, pro race car driver by night, I think is what you said?
Yeah, something like that.
How do you balance it all?
It's a big juggling act. A lot of the time we feel like we're part of a circus with this racing series. You know, we're all over the country. You know, we've been to Toronto. We go to Watkins Glen, New York next, but it was a real treat to have a couple of races on the West Coast, and then of course the big home state race in Portland was awesome to be a part of.
Let's talk a little bit about that. That was on Sunday. You finished 5th. How'd you feel about that?
You know, 5th is a disappointing spot for us. We're used to challenging for wins and standing on the podium, and it being the home race, of course, we wanted to be up there, you know, spraying champagne in front of all of our friends and family. But there's so much more to racing than just getting to win and celebrate all the time, and I think that's what makes the wins feel that important when you do get to experience them.
So you said friends and family, they were all there. Talk a little bit about how involved they were in the race.
It was a very involved weekend for us. I mean, the fact, again, that it was the home state race, our Amazon Prime show, FastLife TV, which my wife Brooke created, was the presenting sponsor of the Rose Cup races. So that was a real honor, but along with that came a lot of other off-track activities going on. So it was just massive involvement, one thing after another the whole weekend through, but it was a real privilege.
Talk to us a little bit about what it's like to be in that seat, lined up, ready to go. Just kind of take us there.
Once I'm in the seat and strapped in, that's kind of where the weekend gets calm. Everything starts to feel relaxing, and you get to go just do the job that you showed up to do. So I think that's probably one of my most favorite parts about racing is how relaxing it is. It's one of the only times in life where I can focus on one thing and only that one thing. Everywhere else I'm juggling 10 balls.
Right. Well, that's interesting that it would be calm and relaxing. I feel like other people are thinking this must be an adrenaline rush. Is there a little bit of that as well?
There certainly is. I mean, you're 1 inch away from another car going 150 miles an hour trying to occupy the same space. So there is some pressure and stress with that, but a calm stress.
That's interesting because I would be like freaking out probably, but then again, I'm going half the speed that you're doing. What class are you racing in, and where does that take you on the circuit?
So the series, it's called GT4 America. It's really, I think, some of the most competitive racing in the world. The GT4 class specifically because they are cars that are intended to look and feel and sound like cars that you can go and purchase from a dealership, but they're then turned into race cars. It means that they're very equally matched. They're not so aerodynamically dependent on their own aero that we can race really closely together. Some classes of cars you have to have distance for the cars to be working the way they need to. We are bumping and touching and just in it to win it the whole way from when the green flag flies to the checkered flag. So it's a amazing type of racing.
All right, we've got much more to talk about, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Pleased to be joined once again by Derek DeBoer, pro race car driver, his favorite title.
That's right.
Maybe next to like dad, husband,
Those are pretty great ones too.
So we were just talking during the commercial break about how physically demanding driving is. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, people don't think of it as being an active sport, but as an athlete that's done a lot of different things, I can definitely vouch for the fact that being a race car driver is one of the most physically demanding things out there. Perfect example is, when you go give passenger rides, which we did a lot of up at this race. We took some of the media and press for rides, and they'll get out of the car sweating like they just played a whole basketball game, can barely stand up, and that's after 2 laps. And they go, how can you do that for an hour? There's a lot of training involved.
Wow. And how long have you been doing this now?
It's been 20 years since I first admitted that I wanted to be a pro race car driver. And it's been 6 years that I've been with the Racers group, the Porsche team that I'm currently driving for.
Okay, loving every minute of it?
Absolutely.
And the kids ever go and sit in the car with you?
This was the first race weekend that I got to give my kids hot laps around the racetrack. So I had Brooke in the car, Grandma Nancy, that's Brooke's mom, all the kids. One of our great friends, Brady Breeze, who plays for the Oregon Ducks, he got to experience it. And that was really fun, too, because here's a very high-level athlete, and he got out of the car and goes, wow, I had no idea.
Wow. Now, you have another race coming up next month in, is it New York?
Watkins Glen, New York.
Okay. How can people keep up with your itinerary?
The best way is on our website, FastLife.TV. They can find links to our reality series that's on there, but also links of how to get tickets to a race, where to watch it live, where it's going to be on television next, and all the information.
And while we've got you here, how's FastLife going? 3rd season now?
3rd season. First 2 seasons are all on Amazon Prime, and then we've made a little bit of shift towards the YouTube model. So we're asking for people to find us on YouTube at FastLife TV and subscribe. We need to legitimize that path. People are wanting more content more frequently, and we feel like that's the best place to do it.
Okay, well, Derek, thanks so much for being here. Best of luck next month.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty, we'll be right back.